Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews, and tonight we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Just got back from this movie, and really not going to get into too many spoilers here. I just want to talk about it. It's the second comic book character movie I've seen in 2 days, and this one I was actually more excited about than Aquaman. And so here we go with my honest review. It's not as good as Aquaman, and since this movie has already been talked about to death, so when I approach things like this, I try to think of things that maybe other people haven't said, and also bring my own honest personal touch to it. First off, to be completely honest, I've never cared. Okay, if you know comics, okay, if you're John Q. Public, you probably don't know who Miles Morales is. But if you are versed in comics, I just gotta say, I've never been into Miles Morales. I've been reading Spider-Man since the late 80s, and I've dealt with all the different Spider-Men and clones and Venoms and symbiotes and all this stuff, and I've had a lot of Spider-Man in my life. And just when it came down to Miles Morales, I was just like, nah. No. Nah. I think I got a couple of his issues that started with the Legacy last year, but never just decided nah, because I have one Spider-Man I like, and it's Peter Parker, and that's just me. You know, I think Miles Morales is a great Spider-Man for a new generation, and so when the trailer for this came out, I was like, wow, that looks great about a Spider-Man I don't care anything about. What did keep me interested, though, was the multiverse aspect of it. The different Peter from a different multiverse, from a different universe coming in. And so I was getting more and more excited as it was coming out. Now I finally got to see it today. And so I'm not going to collect Miles Morales' comics. And if you played the PS4 Spider-Man game, look, I didn't really care for the Miles Morales stuff in that. First off, he just seemed like, for an introduction to Miles Morales, he just seemed way, I don't know, different than the Miles Morales I always have read about. And being in other comics that I've read, Miles Morales is usually kind of a much younger kid. This Miles Morales, he just seemed very grown up for a kid. And his stealth parts in that game were just like so fucking boring and pointless. But in this, I actually really liked what they did with this character that I don't normally give a crap about. I like the relationship he has with his dad. I like the relationship he has with his uncle. I thought he's just an interesting kid. And for like a one-shot kind of movie, well, it looks like they're sequel baiting us here at the end. And that's not a spoiler, okay? What do you think is going to happen? That he's going to die at the end of this or something? Movies, like cartoon movies, don't really have balls unless you're like a Pixar movie, and even they don't really have balls anymore. And so yeah, there's probably going to be sequels if this does well, and it should be doing pretty damn well. But I did like his story. It's cliche as fuck. You know, the whole, I don't know how to use my powers till the last 10 minutes of the movie. It's an origin story, but it's, you know, mixing in like all the different spider people, and mostly Jake Johnson's kind of had it with being Spider-Man and the life of Spider-Man and everything, and being Spider-Man hasn't really, you know, worked out too well for him. I mean, that's really Peter anyway. I mean, things are difficult for Peter in any universe. But Jake Johnson's Peter was really great in this, and that's what I liked, is that if they were going to do this Miles Morales story where he's going to be the main focus, I was curious of how they're going to handle the balance of his story with like Peter's, because yeah, you do have Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham and this Big Hero 6 ripoff. I don't even know if that's from canon. I don't know if they just made that up for this or not. I've never seen her before in a comic, but I haven't read everything. But it was a great balance. I thought that they used Jake Johnson just enough to where I gave a crap about what was going on. And like the kind of, I don't want to be a mentor, again, kind of cliche, I'm not going to be your mentor, okay, I'm going to be your mentor, kind of storyline. But it was really funny. The writing in this movie was pretty good as far as being really quippy and clever and quick. So as far as that goes, like not the story, but the dialogue and stuff was really spot on and funny and entertaining. The story, on the other hand, is basic animated cartoon stuff here. The hero has to figure out how to be a hero and, you know, learn a lesson along the way, and then maybe a couple other people learn a lesson along the way, and then everything is fine and we go on to like sequel bait. And that's whatever. So it didn't leave me I didn't walk out of the theater going, yeah! I didn't even wait to see the end credits, the post-credits thing where, spoiler alert, I think it's like Spider-Man 2099. I didn't even wait around for that. I was like, let's just go. I've seen enough. And not in a bad way. Just like, I'm ready to go. I have to go to the bathroom. If I need to like check out the end credits scene, I'll watch it on YouTube or watch some other person want to spoil it for me, and I don't mind it. It's a cartoon. I don't mind it being spoiled for me. It's not like a real Marvel movie. I thought there were some really great, the animation though, and this is the thing I was kind of staying away from because everybody's already said it, is the animation in this is excellent. It is really excellent. I really dug it. My nephew asked me, he's like, is Kingpin like really that strong? Because he's used to watching the Daredevil show on Netflix where it's just Vincent D'Onofrio. I said, yeah, in the comic book, he's pretty strong because he's huge, but they couldn't really do that on the show. So they just kind of made him big and strong, but not comic book strong. And in this, he's even more exaggerated in this. And I guess that's something that, again, people have complained about is the villain. The villain's just your run-of-the-mill villain, and I have to say, to all the people that don't understand this stuff, if they wanted the villain to be important, because they did make one of the villains important in this, they made Prowler important, and there was the reasons they made him important were clear, and even though he didn't get that much to do in this, you know, you can definitely see that he was a more standout villain than Kingpin, because Kingpin's not important to this. He is just the device that makes your hero go. And that's what I keep trying to say about these movies. Oh, the villain was weak. If the villain needed to be important and needs to be important in these stories, they will make him important. If he's not, he is just the reason to get the hero to fight or to overcome something. You know, it boggles my mind. I know that like a lot of things need a good villain to elevate, to make the hero really. They really need him to have some sort of impactful reasoning for what he's doing. But that's not these movies, and that's not this movie. And I don't know. I don't get why people still can't wrap their heads around that point. And also, not every villain is like intentionally trying to destroy the world like Steppenwolf in Justice League or something, where that villain should have been important and he was done so poorly that then you can say that's a weak villain that should have been stronger. But in this, Kingpin's got this little reason, and that's it. And what he's doing is inadvertently trying to, ends up like possibly destroying the world for his own little reasons. So that's why it's just not that big, he's not that important. He's cool to look at, just same as the other villains that pop up in here, like Scorpion and stuff. And so that's really all I've got to say about this. Like I said, it's fine. It's the best animated Marvel movie I've ever seen, I think. I'm trying to think of the other ones, like, the Wolverine versus the Hulk and Thor. That was okay. Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk's all right. I think it's I think it's a little overrated. I think if we had gotten Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, then we'd be talking. So I'm not going to dive into that role because we're supposed to be talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. All the character designs are really great. Spider-Gwen, I've only got a couple of issues of hers, but I love her costume. But yeah, that's really about it. That's all I got to say. It's good. Your kids will like it. My nephew liked it. But he was saying to me at the end of the movie, I wish we could just go see Aquaman again. So, and he's 15. This is their target audience. It's like what, 10 to like, well, probably more like 6 to like whatever age. So I don't know. It's not forgettable, and I'll probably buy it like on Blu-ray. I wish I had seen it in 3D, but they had the 2 showings, 1:15 in the afternoon and 10:15 at night. So it's like they had the 1:15 showing for the people that want to bring their kids, and then the 10:15 for all the people who want to smoke some pot, and then like, you know, they won't have to be around the kids. I don't know. But anyway, that's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's pretty good. It's not going to change your life or anything, but the animation's great. The dialogue is really good. And who cares if the villains aren't important? So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all of that rigmarole. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Run Reviews saying we will see you on the next video, and have a great night.